It's all come out in the last 12 hours that Prince Harry has resigned from Sentebale, facing accusations of racism, bullying, misogyny, and so much more. But everyone that I've seen reporting on this has missed one big, massive thing. That Sentebale has been reported to the Charity Commission by whistleblower Dr. Chandwaka. And that could actually be really bad news for Prince Harry. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because you guys will all know by now that Prince Harry has left Sentebale as the chair, the boss of the charity, hits out at him and the rest of the trustees that have quit, accusing them of racism, bullying, misogyny, and so much more. The thing is, though, everyone's focusing on that element of her statement, but the bigger focus actually should be on the notion that Dr. Chandwaka has actually reported the charity to the Charity Commission. And that could be really bad news for Prince Harry, because the Charity Commission can fine trustees millions of dollars and take them to court where they could actually face jail time. So let me explain exactly where I'm coming from here and show you all my research. And so first and foremost, Dr. Chandwaka, her full name is Sophie Chandwaka, and if I've mispronounced that name, I really do apologise. She's a Zimbabwe-born lawyer. She was selected to be the chair of trustees last year. It's understood that the trustees strongly disagreed with the decision and wanted her to step down, which has seen her sue. It appears to all be triggered by the move to transfer the charity's fundraising operation to Africa, which caused several key figures to quit the organisation, including Prince William and also as well Prince Seeiso. Now, this is the statement that Dr. Chandwaka released, and I want to direct your guys' attention to this specific portion that I'm going to read out right now, that I think there needs to be more focus on, because this to me is the bigger story. Not that Harry has resigned amidst facing accusations of racism, bullying and misogyny. We could take that to one side, because this is more important and could be more damaging for Hazza. So let me explain. So Dr. Chandwaka turns around and says, there are people in this world who behave as though they are above the law and mistreat people, and then play the victim card and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. Discerning readers will ask themselves, why would the chair of the board, i.e. Dr. Chandwaka, the whistleblower, right, report her own trustees to the Charity Commission? Why would the High Court of England and Wales accept her application to hear the matter at all if the case had no merit? Well, because beneath all the victim narrative and fiction that has been syndicated to press is the story of a woman who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny, misogynoir, and the cover-up that ensued. It could be anyone. I just happen to be an educated woman who understands that the law will guide and protect me. I will say nothing further on this matter at this time. It is absolutely mind-blowing that the chair, the boss of Sentebale, has reported them all to the Charity Commission. And moreover, based on her accusations here of poor governance, weak executive management, etc., etc., I'm not saying this is a statement of fact, what I'm about to say, but to me, it indicates that potentially we could be looking at Sentebale being found out for committing charity fraud. Now, I'm not saying that as a statement of fact. I'm just saying that reading between the lines, this is what Sentebale could be facing. accusations overall of charity fraud through poor governance, weak executive management, and abuse of power. Now, let me give you a little bit of my background here on all of this, okay? So I actually used to be a trustee of a charity. And more than that, I actually used to be the honourable treasurer of the charity, okay? And so I am very, very much aware and familiar of the Charity Act of 2011. And so just to give you, my research and some information surrounding this and why ultimately Prince Harry could be facing fines and jail time over Sentebale's alleged corruption, based on what Dr. Chandawarkar is saying right here. What is the offence of charity fraud? So charity fraud can involve a wide variety of activities and as such is governed by several different pieces of legislation in English law. Relevance laws include the Fraud Act of 2006, which I'm familiar with because of my years working in the financial industry, the Theft Act of 1968, and here you go, the Charities Act of 2011. And who can enforce the Charities Act of 2011? None other than the Charity Commission that Dr. Chandawarkar said that she actually reported her own trustees to, right here. Now, for all my American alter nerds out there, the Charity Commission is like the IRS, but it's specifically set up only for charities in the UK. Now, let's go on. The main charity fraud offences involve dishonesty, obtaining property belonging to a charity, misappropriating or stealing funds, embezzlement, falsification of accounts. This could include trustees dishonestly benefiting from charity resources or donors being deceived into giving to fake charities or fake programmes. For a conviction, the prosecution must typically establish the defendant's dishonest conduct, whether through deception, false accounting, or theft, misappropriation of charity funds or assets, lack of consent from the charity for the defendant's actions, intent by the defendant to permanently deprive the charity. Now, charity fraud is triable either way, meaning it could be tried in the magistrate's court or the Crown Court. And what did Dr. Chandawarkar say? Why would the High Court of England and Wales accept her application to hear the matter at all if the case had no merit? She's reported them to the Charity Commission and it's already at court stage. And so prosecution often occurs in the Crown Court given the abuse of public trust. And so examples of this offence include diverting donations for personal use rather than the intended charitable cause, using a small portion of funds raised for the stated cause and pocketing the rest, setting up fake charities to take advantage of public goodwill and soliciting donations for non-existent causes, claiming charitable deductions on taxes for donations that were never made, staging fundraising events where most proceeds are not directed to the charity, deliberately overvaluing in-kind donations from companies to claim greater tax relief, using charity resources and assets for private benefit than to further the charity's purpose, money laundering by moving proceeds of crime through charities and their bank accounts, funneling payments to fake vendors or interpersonal accounts through falsified accounting, exploiting volunteer labour rather than using donated funds appropriately, and misrepresenting how contributions will be used when soliciting donations. And if a charity is found guilty of committing charity fraud, once they're reported to the Charity Commission and it goes to court, which again is what Dr. Chandawarkar has done right here, then punishments can include unlimited fines. So Sentebale, if this is the case, could be fined literally millions. The sky's the limit. So they could face unlimited fines and up to 10 years in prison, depending on the offences charged and the value involved. This is why, guys, I'm saying Could Prince Harry face fines and jail time over the alleged Sentebale corruption? Because ultimately, when I'm reading Dr. Chandawarkar's statement right here, to me, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, she doesn't say it outright, but I'm getting the vibes here of, whoa, is she kind of pointing towards charity fraud here? Again, when she's mentioning poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, that could all point potentially to charity fraud. And as I said, the Charity Commission is like the IRS, but it's specifically set up only for charities. And they have the power, ultimately, to investigate a charity, fine them, and send them to court where they could be facing prison time. You see now why I'm saying everyone, right, is focused on this headline of, oh my goodness, right? Prince Harry quits Sentebale as the boss hits out, the whistleblower, Dr. Chandawarkar, hits out with accusations of racism, bullying, misogyny, this, that, and the other. Is that important to report on? Of course it is. But you know what's more important to report on? That she has literally reported her own trustees to the Charity Commission and it's now at court. That's the bigger story. Because for Harry, that could be very, very bad news. He as a trustee could be fined and he could face jail time if there is any sniff of charity fraud that could be proven at court. Bad, bad news for Prince Harry and the rest of the trustees, indeed. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. What do you think to my research? If, and it's a big if, Sentebale is found at court to have committed charity fraud, do you think Prince Harry, as a trustee, should face the full force of the law and face fines and jail time? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so, so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.